So hello guys, it's Flipping here, and I will make just a really quick breakdown video about yesterday's price action and the trade opportunity that I missed and I hit break even. Okay, on the 4 hour, as you can see, we are currently in a pullback phase of an extremely bearish trend. This is the bullish pullback phase, right? So we have a low, high, lower high, higher low, higher high. So the overall range we are moving in is currently in this range because this was the last low that swept the previous high. So low, high, range. Okay. As you can see, we reacted on this demand and reacted on it several times, but it was struggling to do anything and couldn't break above, couldn't break below. And this is just a range, right? I'm expecting the price to hit this 4 hour demand zone before we continue up to this 4 hour supply zone. And after we continue up to this 4 hour supply zone and sweep all this triple top liquidity, I will expect the price to do a change of character right here and continue the bearish trend. Okay, but these are just speculations, okay? Don't predict, just react. So on the 50-minute, as you can see, we have this range. This is our triple top range, 1, 2, 3. Okay, what do ranges usually do? When you see a range and created equal highs and equal lows, we expect the price to sweep the lows and sweep the highs, right? We swept the lows by this move and we left the liquidity on the upside, so the highs have to be swept. That's basically our rule. If you see a range, both of the liquidity sides have to be swept. So that's why I'm expecting the price to tap into this 4 hour zone before we continue up to this 4 hour supply and sweep all the liquidity, right? Okay, let's see the 15-minute. As you can see, after the sweep, the price created a high, low, lower high, lower low, lower high that reacted on this 15-minute supply zone and created the last low with a break of structure right here. Okay, this was the last low, this was the last high, and we are currently moving in this range, right? As you can see, this is our low, high, this is our low. After this low has been created, we had our 50-minute supply zone right here that we react on it, but this supply zone wasn't strong enough to take out the high, and instead of taking out the low, and instead of taking out the low, it created liquidity equal lows below above the 4 hour demand zone, right? So we have double-sided liquidity again, this liquidity and the liquidity on the top of the range. So okay, after this liquidity created, we broke the weak high. So this is the weak high, this is strong high. We broke this weak high, and after the break, I missed the trade right here. I will show you that on the 1 minute. Okay, let me just switch to 1 minute. That's easier. So as you can see, this was the equal low creating, and this was a change of character. It could have been a good entry, but it was in lunchtime. So I did not look up for this entry. New York opened right here. This was New York open. And when I sat sat in front of the monitor and started monitoring the market, I just saw that we had our last 5-minute supply zone right here that we reacted on and break above and creating topside liquidity, right? This was a perfect textbook continuation example. As you can see, price came up, reacted on that zone, did a pullback, and after the pullback, we created a demand zone that with inefficiency broke above this supply zone, right? And another confirmation that we created topside liquidity and downside liquidity after we swapped that downside liquidity straight into the 5-minute demand zone. I was expecting the price to sweep the highs, the upside liquidity, right? So this is a range, this is a 1 minute range. And as I talked about it earlier, we have to sweep the lows and we have to sweep the highs. And that's exactly what happened. But I missed the trade right here because my order limit was on the 50-minute of this 50% of this demand zone. And It just didn't tag me in. That's it. Move on to the next one. As you can see, let me just go to the 1 minute. This was a last high. So this is the range high, right? As you can see, we have two valuable zones right here. One is this supply zone that created inefficiency and swept the lows. And one is this right here. That's just basically a supply zone. All of these zones, above these two zones, sorry, I'm doing this again. So all of these zones above these two supply zones are mitigated. These zones are all mitigated. As you can see, this candle was mitigated by these candles. This candle was mitigated by this. This was mitigated by this. So everything is mitigated around this area. Okay, here comes the next trade idea based on these mitigations. So as you can see, we had this supply zone, and on the 1 minute, we just broke above that supply zone. So let's say this was the supply zone. We broke above that zone, and as you can see, we created this inefficiency demand zone. This is just liquidity. As you can see, I marked it as liquidity because it's in the PDF. It didn't create inefficiency, it did create nothing, right? So I was expecting the price to tap into this zone, and after the tap, I targeted this high right here. I mean this high. This is the next unmitigated supply zone above the supplies, right? So, but it didn't turn out well because I did hit break even, but that's okay. I was caught up in the wrong side of the market, and I backtested it, and maybe it wasn't a break, it was just a liquidity sweep. As you can see on the 15 minute, this was the high, and this little candle just swept above that liquidity. So that's right, I was wrong, but hitting a break even is better than hitting a stop loss, right? So I will just send my markups after I finish this video, and I wish you a good trading session, guys, and catch a lot of pips. Take care, guys. Bye.